Here is a Holmes Air fan. This is a 12-inch fan. It is model HA0F-1200, electric fan, 12 inches, and it's got a date code of April of 1994. Made in China. Ooh. Serviced in USA. Of U.S. period A period. This is one of the VNs that Todd sent me. And I don't even know where to begin with this. This is just diabolical. I used to think that Holmes was a pretty decent make, but in more recent times I'm starting to have a change in opinion. It seems like in the 90s a lot of the stuff that they made was form over function in design, and so we ended up with a lot of fans that were very loud and didn't move a lot of air at all, and they just had some kind of funky, flashy design that would appeal to certain audiences on the shelf in the store, but at the end of the day didn't move a lot of air and didn't work that good. Some of the motors seemed like they were okay. They seemed to last a while, but the designs weren't that great, and as is pretty evident with this one, the materials were not that great either. This is from 1994, so it's about 30 years old. So it's got some age to it. But there's fans from 50 years ago that are built out of plastic that aren't like this. Right? I've never seen one of the Lasco Galaxy oscillators from the 80s and the 70s look like this. Right? The blades on this thing are totally warped. The grill is brittle and is turning to like a chalky material. The base is like a rare gold edition color. This is just awful. It's pathetic. I don't know. It's not good quality. Motor housing is all brittle. It's abysmal. And we've seen other fans sit in attics for decades and sit in the sun for decades and not look like this. The Lasco Galaxy oscillators from the 70s and 80s certainly discolor, but they don't become brittle and just like decompose like this thing is. This is ridiculous. So the blade is shot. Might as well just go in his trash. It's warped. The leading edge of the blade is no longer in line with the hub. It's before the hub, so it's not going to scoop any air. It's just going to make a lot of noise and do a whole lot of nothing. And unfortunately, the warpage is not the result of whatever heat or sun exposure this was exposed to. Well, I guess I can't rule out heat, but it was not a sun exposure, because I have a couple of these brand new in the box and they're just as bad. They're warped. Even the bases are warped. They don't sit flat on the table. So the plastic that these were comprised of was just not very good. And I know plastic is prone to doing this, which is one of the reasons, many reasons, why we should use metal more than we use plastic. But this is ridiculous. So the cord seems to be okay. It's all mangled up. It must have gotten bent up when it was on the floor or something. We can fix that. So it's not going to move in the air because the blade is messed up. Unfortunately, 12-inch replacement blades are not a scarcity. You can get them. In fact, there's one sitting on that fan right there. So I can get a new blade. It won't be an exact match in terms of the shape, but it'll make the fan usable again. Let's turn this decaying fan on and see if it's going to run. We'll start up on low. Really? 29 watts, 0.99 power factor at least, 0.25 amps. It really doesn't move much air at all. It's pretty disappointing performance. It's quiet, but the airflow just is not very good. Let's go up to medium. On medium we have 0.28 amps, 33 the watts with a power factor of 1. So it does seem to be a fairly decent quality motor. On this speed, the airflow is just really weak. I'm really not even sure what the practical application would be for this amount of airflow. Let's try the high. So on the high it's 0.36 amps, 41 the watts, with a power factor of 0.97. And this testing is being done at 116.3 the volts. So on high it's moving a little bit faster, but it still really doesn't move any air. Let's see if the oscillation works. The oscillation seems to work. But I just don't really feel any air. I know the blade is warped, so I don't expect it to move as much air as it would have back in the day, but I mean it's like not moving any air at all. It's really, really abysmal. The oscillation is very slow, which is nice, but it kind of doesn't matter because the airflow is so limited. So it seems like it might be starting to pick up a little bit of speed now. Go ahead and stop the oscillation. Alright, now it's coming up to speed. And it's not making a whole lot of difference. So now it's moving some air, but it's actually moving more air than I thought it would. But it's still not moving very much air at all. Let's see if I can grab this blade from this other fan right quick, and we'll just drop it on there and see if it starts to work better. I'm sure it will. I think that's probably close to full speed now, and it's like the low. It's probably what the low is supposed to be. The airflow is really, really poor. And we're able to run it on the lower two speeds, but it's not really keeping up on low. I think it should be moving faster than that, and medium is just whatever. So really not working. Now, of course, the bearings are not going to be solved with a new blade, but let's put a different blade on there right quick so we can get a better idea of how it's going to work. I hate this design of the guard. Not exclusive to this model or brand, but I still don't like it. It's very difficult to work with, and because of the deteriorating state of the plastic. I really wonder how many times we're going to be able to just take it apart before it just breaks. And this is so bad. Like, you didn't even see where the center hub was. The yellowing stops. It's just, wow. That is so bad. This is the way it should be. See, the blade, the leading edge is flat. Many folds over more airflow. So the motor's got plenty of power to it. I think it's halfway decent in that regard. Moves a ton more air with this blade, of course, because this blade's not broken. So I think I have, oh, I think I ordered many of these blades. At least would have at least ordered two to replace the blades on the two that I bought, new old stock. So I just gotta find where them blades is at. But yeah, this is awful. So I don't know. I like the fan. I remember a lot of Holmes products from back in the day. So I kind of like it for that reason, but performance, garbage. Longevity, build quality, just not really there.